This is chocolate beet cake. That's right, there are beets in the frosting and the cake. So the best thing about this is that you can't even really tell there are beets in it at all, and it's really just like a regular cake recipe. So let's start with the first step of that, which is creaming together the sugars and the butter. So it's gonna take about 3 to 5 minutes to totally cream these together. It's gonna become a pale color, all one consistency, so let's just keep an eye on it. Effectively creamed. What did we do before we had electrical mixers? We got a lot of arm exercise, that's for sure. That's 2 eggs, and we mix again. Okay, so now all of our wet ingredients, the rest of them, we've got some vanilla extract, some vegetable oil, and now it's time for the star of the show. We've got our already prepared grated beets here. They were roasted, then grated. Let's put them in with the dough. And the last ingredient to add is some milk. Okay, so now moving on to our dry ingredients, we've got our flour, and we're gonna add in the cocoa powder. Very important in a chocolate beet cake, obviously. We've got our salt, baking soda, and baking powder. Mix that all together. And then we add it to the wet ingredients. So we want to add this in batches, not all at once, so I added a bit in, and let's incorporate it. Add a little more. The last little bit. All right, this is looking really good. You guys, look at this color. It's so fun. It's kind of pink. I love it. I love this recipe. All right, so now let's get our batter into our already buttered baking pans. All right, so our cakes are in the oven at 350 degrees. They'll be in there for about a half hour, depending on your oven and the size of the baking pans you used. So while that's in the oven, let's start on our frosting. So we've got some cream cheese here. We're gonna just whip it until it's nice and smooth. Now we're gonna add butter and whip it in with the cream cheese. All right, butter and cream cheese are now best buddies, very well combined. Now we're gonna add all of this beautiful stuff. So we're gonna start with adding some vanilla extract and a pinch of salt. A couple tablespoons of milk, about a half teaspoon of lemon juice, and a ton of powdered sugar. Hello, frosting. We're gonna add this in bit by bit at a time, otherwise it's gonna fly everywhere and I will have a powdered sugar covered face. You knew that frosting is like the sugariest thing ever, right? It's always different when you're actually the one making it and you see how much sugar goes into it, but you guys, it's gonna be so delicious. Okay, most of the powdered sugar is incorporated. Now let's add a couple tablespoons of our grated beets because seriously, this is gonna make it a beautiful pink frosting. All right, I think it's ready. You want to mix it until it's smooth and silky, right? As a frosting should be. Now we're gonna cool it, put it in the fridge for about a half hour. Okay, so we have our cooled cake, cooled frosting. Let's put them together. So we're gonna spread this delicious frosting over the first cake. And this is going to be that center layer in the final cake that's gonna make it look so pretty, so professional. And then second cake goes on top. And you wanna flip it like this so that you have the nice flat side that will be the top of the cake. And now we just frost this whole baby up. All right, frosting is done. Now let's dig in. Oh yeah. You know, look how beautiful that pink frosting is, and that center line between the two cakes. I mean, that's beautiful, right? I mean, you're gonna impress your friends with this. And one of my favorite things about this is that we didn't use food coloring to make this amazing pink frosting color. It's all natural, baby, you know? Okay, let's take a bite. Oh my gosh. I love this cake. The cake itself is so moist, so flavorful. I can't taste the beets. The frosting, so delicious. As always, guys, keep it quirky.